Welcome. You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. For some folks, the very thought of hair today, gone tomorrow, would make them just want to pull their hair out in utter stress and frustration. But doing so will only expedite the process of getting you to the 11th circle of hell. So hold off on the hair pulling, and take heed from a book and a hairstylist who's well known in Chicago and beyond for crafting some heavenly hairstyles. That would be Andre Walker, stylist to the stars, including his favorite star and happiest client, Oprah Winfrey, who provides the special message, the foreword for Andre Talks Hair. This is Andre Walker's Simon & Schuster publication, which I picked up for 25% off the price of $4.99. In this book, he comes to your rescue with all of your hairy dilemmas. How you know you're in the right state of mind to trust an author with any of your dilemmas is if that author has been recognized by the TV Academy just for doing what he or she loves to do since they were wee youngins. In the case of Andre Walker, that would be hairstyling, and you'd definitely be in the right hands, considering his not one, not two, but count 'em, 5 daytime Emmys, just for being the personal hairstylist of Oprah during the 90s era of her talk show. This book was published in 1997. In that time, he'd gone on to another 2 daytime Emmys before Oprah stopped submitting the show for Emmy consideration in 2000. A pretty gutsy move on her part, and, well, for Andre, it might have been a little disappointing, but given the amount of hair care products and gadgets he might have at home, how would he make room for the Emmys that he would have won on his shelf? Let alone 7. I know you see 5, but he did go on to win another 2 more. Oh well, while you mull that over, let's take a look at one of 2 photo insets in this book, the first being attached to this lifestyles feature. In the next few pages, all in color, you'll take a look at the hairstyles of 5 women whose looks and lives Andre admires, 2 of them being his own bosses. Diane Atkinson Hudson, at the time executive producer for the Oprah Winfrey Show. This is Lynn Edgar's, a mom, and one of the cover models for Andre Talks Hair, right over here. We also have Diane Burns, a local news anchor, a professional athlete and personal trainer with a hard-to-pronounce name, I'm sorry, Jagita G, out of respect. And, of course, Oprah! I mean, how could Oprah not have at least 2 pages to this first of 2 photo insets? Okay, count them 3, but that's just a singular image. These 2 are just photo collages of her and her hairstyles over the years, which Andre was responsible for. This is the second full-color inset, and speaking of coloring it, there's a lot more to this book than just cutting and curling and coloring. In this book, he delves deep into the right formulas and styles for whatever type of hair you might have on your head. That would be long manes, wavy hair, silver hair, short bobs, the list goes on and on. How to apply sass, grace, and attitude into whatever hairstyle you have. And that includes gray, silver hair, which Andre admittedly has a thing for. In Chapter 10, Doing the Do, Taking Matters into Your Own Hands, he gives you a series of homemade hairstyles to try, working with braids, sleek and shiny hair. If you want to do a homemade up-done undo, working with corkscrew curls, or crowner curls. For each of these DIY projects, he gives you a list of tools and steps that you'll need to complete to make these hairstyles attainable for you. Of course, that will depend on the type of beauty that God has blessed you with from birth or has cursed you with from birth. That depends on your viewpoint. We also have a brief Q&A with Andre with all of your pressing hair questions answered. And maybe not all of them for you, so if you see a feature of hair that Andre does not cover, well, there are other hairstyle books out there. For me, I'm settling for this because, 1, I do have a deep reverence for all things almighty Oprah, and 2, I am not a hairstyle expert. I'm hardly even a fashion expert. But you know what? getting to pretend to be one, at least for YouTube, is a challenge I'm more than happy to take on, so long as it doesn't cost a pretty penny. And again, you see Andre with 5 of his 7 Emmys for working on Oprah and her hair. You know you're in good hands. And those are the other cover models relegated to the back of this book because, I don't know, Simon and Schuster just didn't have enough room to fit all of them in here. A collection of hairstyles and do's, very diverse, definitely Andre-esque. He has worked with all different types of hair as a stylist to the stars. He's collaborated with other hairstylists to put together this book. You'll see their names in the credits and their black and white and color demonstrations throughout this book, which really is worth every penny, and a literally pretty one at that, without it being so hefty and ugly in your wallet. I would give it 4.5 out of 5 claps, just to err on the side of caution, because, well, some of his solutions might not work for your particular hairstyle, as trends and styles have changed in the past 20 plus years. But, from my point of view, this needs no other embellishment other than a recommendation for me to tell you that this might answer almost all of your hellacious situations.
I want to be famous! This one's show you what you think of my haircut. So nice.
He's almost too good looking. That would be my main deterrent in, considering a relationship.
Thanks for watching TSR. Now, to see another awesome review like this one, click here. If you want to become a Hollywood bargain hunter, click here to subscribe. And I'll catch you on the thrift side.